A very good morning to my lovely students. Today we are going to read the chapter The Sound of Music Part 2. It is Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Now, first of all, let me tell you the introduction of the chapter. The lesson is about Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was a famous Shehnai player in India. He is a legend because he did something which has historical significance. He played the Shehnai on the day India got independence, that is on 15th of August 1947. Then at the Red Fort, before the Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave his speech, before that Bismillah Khan played the Shehnai in order to signify something very special. Now, India was about to get freedom, and so on that occasion, Bismillah Khan played the Shehnai, and he is a legend. Now, starting with the chapter, students, Pungi was a musical instrument. Now, you can see in the picture, when the Mughals ruled India, before the Britishers came, there was a very famous Mughal ruler named Aurangzeb. You all might have read this in history also. He did not allow the pungi be played in his royal residence because he felt that it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. So any musical instrument which is made of reeds, with reeds, like we have flutes, they all are classified as pungi. So pungi is a broad term for any type of instrument which uses wind to produce sound. As Aurangzeb has banned all these reeded noisemakers, he had banned pungi in his royal residence. No one thought that one day such noisemakers, such instrument which made unpleasant sound would be played and the sound would be liked by the audience. As the pungi had an unpleasant sound, there was a barber who belonged to a family of professional magicians, and he wanted to play the pungi, but he knew that the sound produced by the pungi was unpleasant, and so he decided to improve the sound. Now what the barber did, let's read. This barber took a pipe which was a hollow stem. It was longer and broader than the pungi. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Then he blew air into the pipe and closed and opened different holes. He found that soft and melodious sound were produced when he did like this. When the barber played this instrument in the royal court, everyone liked the sound produced by it. The royal court thought that this instrument was different from the pungis, and so it should have a different name also. Different name should be given if that instrument is different from the pungi. Now what is the name given? Just see. Now there is a story behind the name also. This instrument was played for the first time in the royal residence of the Shah. Shah was the name to the given king. As the nai, that is the Indian term used for a barber, had played it for the first time, they called it Shehnai. Understood? From the nai came, word becomes Shehnai. So the first part is Sheh, which stands for Shah, and second part Nai. That is a barber. So this instrument was named as Shehnai. Something very interesting I think you must have learned today. The sound which was produced by Shehnai was considered to be a good omen, and so it was played on a good occasions. You can hear Shehnai being played at many temples also, and also at weddings in South. Mostly people played Shehnai. The Shehnai was a part of a Naubat. Naubat is an Urdu word. It means traditional ensemble. These 9 musical instruments were played at the royal court, and Shehnai was also a part of that Naubat. The Shehnai was played at king's court, in temples, and at weddings. It was used on stage in performances, and the credit for that goes to whom? To Ustad Bismillah Khan, who was a legendary Shehnai player, and people wanted to hear him play the Shehnai. Now, when Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, he lived in an old estate named Dumrao in the present day Bihar. He used to play gilli danda, an old sport quite similar to cricket. You also must have played gilli danda, I think so. Also, he would go to the nearby Bihariji temple. Although Bismillah Khan was a Muslim, he would go to the temple and he would sing this song, Chaita, in the Bhojpuri language. When he would finish reciting the song, he would get a big laddu as a reward. Now just see, what was the reward? A big laddu. And the weight of the laddu was 1.25 kg. This was a prize given to Bismillah Khan by local Maharaja for singing that song. The writer says that this incident occurred when Bismillah was 5 years old, that he would get this laddu as a reward, and after 8 years, Bismillah Khan earned the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna Award. So this is the distance that he has travelled in his life. After 5 years of age, he would get a 1 kg laddu as a reward, and at 80, he achieved the highest civilian award in the India, that is Bharat Ratna. Understood? Bismillah Khan was born on which day? 21st March 1960 in a family of magicians in Bihar. Now we can say that Bismillah Khan ji acquired the skill of playing the Shehnai from his ancestors, from his father. His grandfather was a great Shehnai player. He played the Shehnai in the court of Bhojpur king. His father and all paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. Bismillah Khan ji also started learning music at an early age. When Bismillah Khan ji was just 3 years old, his mother took him to her parents' house, to his maternal uncles. They lived in Benares. And when Bismillah Khan saw his maternal uncles play the Shehnai, he was attracted toward it, and he also wanted to learn playing it. Bismillah Khan started going with his uncle Ali Bux to the Vishnu temple in Benares. Ali Bux was on the duty to play the Shehnai at the Vishnu temple of Benares. When Bismillah Khan saw his uncle Ali Bux play the Shehnai, he would get attracted towards it. He would sit there for hours listening to him play the Shehnai. What happened? Bismillah Khan also started learning playing the Shehnai, and he would practice throughout the day. He wanted the perfection in playing that. He never got tired. For many years, Ustad Bismillah Khan remained in Benares. He would visit the temple of Balaji, temple of Maya, and would remain on the bank of river Ganga, where he would practice playing the Shehnai all by himself. Here we come to know, students, about the talent of Ustad Bismillah Khan. Everyone is talented. We have to find that hidden talent in us. He was so inspired and motivated by the river Ganga, it provoked him to improve his performance, and he also invented many rags that were considered impossible to be produced by a Shehnai. Just see. Ustad Bismillah Khan worked hard and invented different sounds with the Shehnai. When Bismillah Khan was 14 years of age, his maternal uncle Ali Bux they went to Allahabad Music Conference. Ustad Faiz Khan, he was also a famous vocalist. he was impressed by his performance and said that he would work hard like that. He would make a name in the field of music. When the All India Radio started, it's a radio station at Lucknow. Ustad Bismillah Khan started from performing from there also. You all might be listening to the radio, students? Yes or no? Often his Shehnai performance would be on air. Ustad Bismillah Khan was the first Indian to greet the entire nation through his Shehnai. He played the Shehnai from the Red Fort on this memorable day, the day India got independence. The rag that was played by Ustad Bismillah Khan on the occasion of the independence was Rag Kafi. He played it from the Red Fort. After his performance, the Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave his famous speech. Bismillah Khan gave many performances in India and abroad. Some of them are memorable, like the one of Afghanistan. The king of Afghanistan and gifted him many things which were made in Afghanistan. There were many other people also who were attracted to this Shehnai music. Goonj Uthi Shehnai was the name of a Hindi movie. It was made by Vijay Bhatt. He was a film director and he really liked the sound of the Shehnai played by Bismillah Khan. And that is why he named his movie as Goonj Uthi Shehnai, and that was a very famous blockbuster movie. Although this song was a chartbuster, Bismillah Khan got a lot of success in this film, but he composed music for only 2 films. Ustad Bismillah Khan would say that he did not like the artificial world of films and the glamour that was there in the film world. That was why he did not compose music for many movies. Bismillah ji performed all over the world. He performed in United States of America. He performed in Australia at different festivals in Japan. Then Bismillah Khan was also so famous all over the world that in Tehran an auditorium has been named after him. Ustad Bismillah Khan has been awarded with these national awards. Bharat Ratna Award in 2001. He was very happy because his hard work has been recognized and he gave an important message to the country. Although Ustad Bismillah ji had traveled all over the world, he was given so much and respect and recognition. He was so down to earth that although he had traveled all over the world, still he was attached to his birthplace, to his roots. So Ustad Bismillah Khan said that wherever he visited any foreign country, he longed to see India. He wanted to return to India. And when he was in Benares, he missed his birthplace. And he was also missing what over there? Laddu given by Maharaja. Then what happened? Here the writer says, Bismillah Khan was the perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. His work was beyond the religion barriers. Although he was a strict Muslim, he followed the Muslim laws, but very morning he would play the Shehnai at the Kashi temple. Now, at last, Bismillah Khan had been ill for a long time and he died on 21st of August 2006 at the age of 90. The entire country was sad about the death of the legendary. There was a holiday for one day and he was given a state funeral. So students, after understanding the chapter, you are going to do the back exercises in the notebook. Only question answers you can do in the notebook. Thank you, students.